welcome to our next lesson, our next idea of Idealite, Eat Smart with Heart. Today I brought you a plant that you all know. It's called Dandelion, coming from the tooth of a lion, so the shape is meant Dandelion en français, and in German it's also the same name. This is a plant that is really overseen. It's an incredible strong plant. You might see it growing through tiny little parts in the street. For me, it's a hero plant. And you will also see it on the picture with my Buddha, how wonderful, how healthy, and how beautiful this plant makes our landscape. You can eat the roots and the flowers, but today I just want to talk about the leaves because they grow the whole year. Even in wintertime you will find them. And you see, now this is our golden plant for today. I'm just a little bit careful, you know why? This is why I have put this white protection, because the milk, as you might know, makes very nasty parts in your, if you have anything that you wear, this can really make a very dirty spot. So be careful, but apart from this, there's nothing you should know. It is, of course, a very big difference if you start with children to eat dandelion. Start with the small leaves because they are not very bitter. The bigger they get, the more bitter they are. But that doesn't matter because it's a fantastic and free plant. And the wonderful neuroscientist, Dr. Lisa Mosconi, even put dandelion on the title of her book, Brain Food, because she claims that it's very good for neuronutrition. It gives your brain all the nutrients it needs. And don't forget, this is a typical staple of the so-called Mediterranean diet. And you will hear more in other videos because what we call Mediterranean diet is not really Mediterranean. It's not really healthy nowadays if you talk of lasagna, pasta, pizza, and all these white flour products. This is part of a typical Mediterranean diet, and just get back to the roots. Try it. You see, also you can grow it on your balcony, on your garden. The students amongst you, maybe you have a place at the campus of the university that is hopefully left alone and left to the bees and to the insects. You only need to put a little fence around because you don't want dogs and cats to put something dirty on it. So that's the only thing I would recommend to you. But once you have them, you actually can also store them. If you go jogging, you get them, and you don't have time to eat them on the same day. I really like, you also know this from other videos, these glass jars, because if you put a little bit of water here and then you add the plant, it keeps very well in the fridge. But now we want to see what is important to do. The only important thing is to wash it. Yeah. So how can you wash it? Of course, you take water. I don't have tap water here, so I brought this. And there's a little trick with wild plants. This counts for all the other wild plants you can eat. You can add a little bit of baking soda in the water, and that will help. And you can do both, a bit of lemon juice, because if there are any little animals or things that need to go, they will not like it. But also the baking soda cleanses the leaves better. So now what do you do with it? Of course, you then rinse it a bit in a sieve. I would take a part of this away. You can eat it. The more you have of the lower part, the more bitter it gets sometimes. So this is good for the liver, for the detox. It's actually very good, but if you start with eating it, start with a smaller, not so bitter part, and think of the recipes. There are recipes where you actually put them under something so they lose the green and the bitter, or you soak them in water. The more bitter you throw away, the more you lose the detox capacity, but it's still very healthy. So it contains a lot of vitamin C, also beta carotene, even though it's not orange. It contains a big range of vitamins, minerals. I will show you in a minute. I just want you to know that it is so easy and it's so free to buy this, not to buy this, to collect this instead of salad, or to add it to anything you know. It can be adding to a salad, it can be Buddha bowl. I have a whole video about Buddha bowls because this is, we can do a symbol with this. The so-called Buddha bowls make a very nice combination between sometimes a bit bitter leaves and, to balance it, sometimes some fruit. You can very well add pieces of apple or other fruit to balance the taste. You can also add some oranges in the salad. And I would strongly recommend to always combine it with one type of nuts or seeds or pulses. For example, here in Germany, of course, and you know this is my logo, the walnut for me stands for brain. Brain food. Walnut is a wonderful brain food. In the same time, it's a very useful plant for the future, and you can combine it with so many recipes. It's a wonderful plant, and the walnut trees are fantastic. So if you can get walnuts, try to get them in the shell, because sometimes those who have no shell, they have certain chemicals they use with it. So if you do that on your own, you know it's fresh. But there is another video about walnuts. So just look at the next slides, because I will show you some recipes. One thing you should know, if you want to use dandelion leaves in your green smoothie, which is actually very recommended. Have you ever done that? If you did, you will see that the green smoothie very quickly goes brown. Why is that? Because it's so highly reactive. All those ingredients in the leaves are so reactive that they get oxygenized very quickly. So what do you need? You need some protection. And in another video I will show you, because it's fantastic. You have a brown smoothie and you add afterwards fresh lemon juice and it gets green again, because there is a reaction through the vitamin C here that it actually gets the color back, and that is fantastic. So just look at some of the following pictures, and from today on you have a free, fantastic Mediterranean brain food detox, and also easy to use plant in your diet.